this example says evaluate the expressions in A through F using the graphs y equals f, f of x, and y equals g of x shown below. So we have two graphs. This one's labeled g of x, and this one's labeled f of x, and we're supposed to use these to help us answer the questions that are over here. So if we take a look, part A says g of f of -1, and really we just need to follow the symbols to work these problems out. And we're going to sort of act like we're doing order of operations. We do what's on the inside first. So on the inside of this expression says f of -1. If we keep in mind that the -1 is the x value, so I'm going to go over here on my graph to where x is -1, go up to the graph of f, and what is the y value there? The y value there is 2. So I've just worked out what f of -1 is. So g of f of -1, and f of -1 we worked out to be 2. So now I have the symbols g of 2. Now that 2, it was a y value for f, but now it's an x value for g. So I'm going to go to where I have an x value of 2, go up to the graph of g, over to the y value, I've got a y value of 4, so this is going to equal 4. Okay, let's try the next one. So the next one says f of 0. So like I said before, we're going to follow the symbol starting on the inside. F of 0, so we're going to work out first. Let me rewrite this. F of 0. I'm going to an x value of 0, going up to the graph of f, and I'm at a y value of 1. So I worked out f of 0 to be 1. Now I want to work out what f of 1 is. Here's an x value of 1, and I'm already on the graph of f. That's a y value of 0. Let's try the next one. We have f of g of -1. F of g of -1. We're going to work out that g of -1 first. So -1 is right here. We want to go up to the graph of g, and we get a y value of 5 there. So g of -1 is 5. And now we want to find f of 5. So here's an x value of 5, and I'm already on the graph of f. I've got a y value of 0 there. So that's 0. F of 5 is 0. F of g of -1 is 0. Let's try the next one. G of 4. G of 4. Starting on the inside, we're going to find g of 4. Here's an x value of 4. We go up to the graph of g, and we get a y value of 4. Now we want to find g of 4. We have an x value of 4. We go up, and we get a y value of 4. So g of 4 is 4. G of 4 is 4. Let's try the next one. The next one is f of g of f of 0. F of g of f of 0. Starting on the inside, I'm going to do f of 0 first. X value of 0, go up to the graph of f, and we get a y value of 1. So I'm replacing that f of 0 with 1. That gives me f of g of 1. So still working on the inside, we're going to do g of 1. And an x value of 1, we go up to the graph of g and we get a y value of 6. G of 1 is 6. F of 6. X value of 6, go up to the graph of f and we get a y value of 1. F of 6 is 1. So f of g of f of 0 is 1. Let's try the next one. The next one is g of f of g of 4. G of f of g of 4. Starting on the inside, g of 4. So we have an x value of 4. We'll go up to the graph of g. We get a y value of 4. That's g of f of 4 now. Have an x value of 4. We're going to go down to the graph of f. That's a y value of negative 1. Now we need to find g of negative 1. The x value of negative 1, we go up to the graph of g and get a y value of 5. So g of f of g of 4 is 5. Thank you for checking out my videos. Have a great day.